Hi everyone, we're going to talk just general information about end behavior of polynomials. It's useful in knowing the end behavior for drawing graphs of polynomials, where to start and all that. So let's just talk about the vocab. What we're talking about here, we have a cubic type function or an odd function, and we want to describe the end behavior of this. So when we're looking at it, what you're looking at is this tail end right in here. So for example, this part right here and this part. So we're looking at, basically we're looking at this part and this part. Okay, and what's happening. So basically on this part, as x approaches negative infinity, and there's your negative infinity, what's happening to the y? So the y portion, your f of x, is going to negative infinity. So f of x, or y, approaches negative infinity as x approaches negative infinity. So basically, let's look at this again. As we're looking in quadrant 3, basically. So this is quadrant 3. As x goes to this negative infinity here, then y is going down to the negative infinity. Now, on quadrant 1 here, as x, we're just looking at this tail end piece right here. As x approaches infinity, what is y doing? Or f of x. So f of x, which equals y, is going up to infinity. So basically, as f of x, or y, when this is how you write it. Y goes to infinity as x approaches infinity. So remember, you're looking at the tail end of the graph. Now, we have the power functions we're going to look at of even degree. So anything of even degree, so that would be things like y equals x squared, y equals x to the 4th, etc., y equals x to the 6th, will still have the same end behavior. So for our even degree ones, if our lead coefficient is positive, so this is positive, it opens up, so y, or f of x, goes to infinity. Y goes to infinity. We're going up. As x approaches infinity. So basically, y, it was x, as x approaches infinity, y is going up. All right, so that's what that means. Now, as f of x, or when y goes to negative infinity, x approaches negative infinity. So, on this side, when x is going negative, this tail end is going negative here, then y is going up. So in both cases, y is approaching infinity. Now, when we have the lead coefficient is negative, or we have -1, then what you're going to have is y approaches negative infinity as x approaches infinity, and y goes to negative infinity. Let me write this again. Negative infinity as x approaches infinity. So all this means is this: when x is approaching infinity, so we're looking at the tail end. So when we're going to positive infinity, then that means y is going down to negative infinity here. And as x approaches negative infinity, so this negative infinity over here, then y is also approaching negative infinity. Now this happens for all even degreed polynomials. So if you just know your even degrees here, they're all the same. And the only other thing you need to know is the odds, which are next. So we have odd degrees. That would be y equals x cubed, y equals x to the fourth, and y equals x to the fifth. No, not to the fourth, sorry. So we could have y equals what? X to the seventh. Anything with the odd degree, the degree of the polynomial. So again, it's just long as you can read it. This one right here would be as y, when y is going to positive infinity as x approaches positive infinity. So we're looking at the end behavior here. So as x goes to infinity, then y is going up. Now, as y and y goes to negative infinity when x approaches negative infinity. So we're looking at this end behavior here. So when y is going to negative infinity, which is here, okay, let me write infinity. All right, then y is going to negative infinity. It's going down. You can look at it that way. Now on the coefficient that's negative, then it's kind of the opposite. So when y is going to negative infinity, when x approaches infinity, now all that means is when x goes to the right here, then y is going down to negative infinity here. And when y goes to positive infinity, then as x is approaching negative infinity. So when x, we're looking at this part here, when x goes to negative infinity, y is going up to infinity. And that's all you really need to know on these. And then any polynomial you'll have has the same thing. You either have this choice, this one. So these two are when the degree is odd and the coefficient's positive. And this side goes when the degree is odd but the coefficient's negative. So you only have to know the odd degree here and the even degree. So it's basically four end behaviors you need to know. Okay, that's all, and the next video is going to be about graphing polynomials. Have a nice day.